Hello there. Today I'm going to be testing out Seafoam's TransTune in an old power steering pump on a Ford. This pump is off of a 94 Ranger or Explorer, so about 30 years old. I believe it's the original one. The fluid is fairly clean. Not too bad. But it, of course, like all older Ford power steering pumps, they make a ton of noise. So I'm going to see what difference it makes adding this, and also what difference it makes if I just change out or flush the fluid. So what I'm going to be doing first is flushing it with this generic ATF. The book calls for Mercon ATF, and this one qualifies. So I'm gonna check the noise level in each stage, how it is currently, and then how it is flushed, and then how it is if I add the recommended amount of this juice. So let's get testing. Alright, so all I'm doing here to change out the fluid is pump out whatever's in the reservoir and add it to a jug, and then after that I fill it with a bit of fresh fluid, run the engine for a couple minutes, turning the wheels back and forth to pump the new fluid with the old and kind of mixing it together. There's probably a better way to do it, but I don't see any drain lines off of the steering box, so I'm not totally sure. I'll just keep on doing this until it looks pretty good. Alright, I flushed that about 4 times. This is the amount of fluid I got out. So about a liter, which is not much at all. And I'm going to be running this for some time, circulating it through the system. And I'll see how much noise it makes after that. And as you can see, I spilled some out when I was bleeding air, but whatever. Alright, now it's about a week later. I've driven about 100 kilometers in the city with lots of turning and everything, so that new fluid should be fully circulated in there. Let's hear how she sounds. For use of this Seafoam TransTune in power steering systems, I recommend about 150 milliliters is added into the reservoir. So that represents about 1/3 of the can, so I'll just use the top third. But of course, I don't want to overfill the reservoir, so I'm going to take out about the same amount. One thing I'm noticing while pouring this stuff in there is just how much more thin it is. Easy flowing. It's more like water. So for my kind of climate, I usually get -40 every winter. The thinner stuff will probably help on the cold starts, I would imagine. It's been about 2 months since I put in that little bit of Seafoam. The only difference today is that the weather is a lot warmer. Previously it was about 0 degrees when I was testing, now it's about 15 degrees. So the fluid will be thinned out and easier to flow. But let's have a listen.